Space Coconut.
Okay, today we're going to talk about graphical quality in video games and why some games are bashed, mocked, and otherwise belittled for their quality, while others are praised for their graphical choices. Before I get into it, be sure to sub to the channel, like the video, hit the bell, follow me on Twitter, get some exercise, join the Discord, and follow me on Twitch, where I'm live every Tuesday and Saturday. Links to everything are in the description. Dead by Daylight, Valheim, and Cyberpunk 2077 are completely different genres of games, with completely different levels of graphical quality. Under normal circumstances, these games shouldn't be compared to each other, but they're perfect for our topic today. Let's start with Cyberpunk 2077. Before its release, Cyberpunk was anticipated to be the most ambitious game that we have ever seen, with graphics that needed a cutting-edge rig to run it at its absolute best, explorable content that was as vast as the city itself. On its release, what we got was a disappointing mess, to put it lightly. Even though the game looked pretty, the content that was available felt hollow, and the bugs and technical side of things ruined the experience. Like a disappointing fancy meal that left you unsatisfied and wanting a big cheap burger, fries, and a drink after you left the place. Players played it, watched alternate endings on YouTube, and moved on with their gaming lives. Dead by Daylight, as many of my regular viewers know, has recently had a string of disappointing patches that have negatively impacted the gameplay in a very big way. The patches were a content patch that brought in a new killer, and a series of graphical updates that have demolished optimization, frame rates, and ruined the HUD for many players.
But do I think it's ugly? Covers way too many points on the screen. It's bad for content for Dead by Daylight, because if you want to put a face cam in one corner, then all your corners are taken up now. You can't put an event list anywhere. You can't put your follows, whatever. You run out of space on the screen. Behavior shouldn't just be putting HUD all over the screen. It looks terrible.
The devs have seemingly sacrificed a stable core game in order to ramp up the graphical quality for players of next-gen consoles. This has led to an outcry from even their own marketing content partners, questioning, what the heck are the devs doing? With the most die-hard players sticking around to play through the current mess, and everyone else playing something else.
Or play something else for a week. Try Civilization or something.
And then we have Valheim, a game with enough graphical fidelity to work on my 8-year-old toaster, but has topped the Steam charts in the weeks since it's released and has a significant number of people becoming completely transfixed by the game. I'm sure you already know why, because you are a very smart cookie. There are a lot of people questioning why Valheim is so popular, most of those comments pointing out the lack of graphical quality in the game. You can't judge a book by its cover. I think many gamers have forgotten what it's like to play a game just because it's fun. Speedrunners will play old titles in an effort to get the best time out of them. Reviewers will hit every game with an analytical eye. Other creators will play games hoping to come across that one epic or hilarious moment to share with their audience. And many game companies will look at their games with hope that it will check all of the necessary boxes that will make a game sell copies. This is the gaming world we live in now. And a game like Valheim should remind gamers and encourage game makers to make games that are simply fun to play. Unfortunately, this is a lesson that's hidden behind the curtain of massive profits and crazy hype trains. In preparation for this video, I released a poll that as of right now has about 4,000 votes, and 86% of players agreed that gameplay was more important than graphics. Now, this of course isn't completely true, and we'll get into that. But at the very least, a game is supposed to be enjoyable. Anthem had all of the graphical checkboxes checked, and the corporates sold it as the greatest new thing. And now it's a dead game, because even the developers had no idea what kind of game they wanted it to be, so it was empty, and the players left to play something else.
Developers, you've got a fantastic game here. Easily game of the year so far.
Is it good? Yeah, absolutely. I have more fun playing this game than the vast majority of big releases from 2020.
Grab some meat and come join me by the fire. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
But all around, I have mostly positive things to say. Just like the Steam reviews, I have overwhelmingly positive things to say about this game. I absolutely recommend you check out Valheim if you haven't yet. If you even have the slightest inclination, if you might be saying to yourself, Forrest, I've played all these Steam early access survival games. They're all the same. This one's not.
Review after review, Valheim is an unstoppable force of enjoyment. Even right now, I'm tempted to stop recording so I can play before work. Older systems have new spins. Various genres come together seamlessly to create a new experience, but still caters to the core genre. The developers have done a fantastic job creating a game with the experience of the player in mind. While many people are saying that this game is a flash in the pan and it won't last because of the dated graphics, they're completely ignoring the gameplay in that assessment. I have no idea how long it'll last, but I know I personally will be playing this for quite a while. Unfortunately, good gameplay isn't enough to save many games, even though it's the most important aspect to consider. Monstrum 2 is another early access game that I was really hoping would get some good attention, but it was released in early access before it should have been, in my opinion. The gameplay is fun, but that gameplay is marred by sound design that misses the mark and graphical issues that cause gameplay issues. No matter how good the gameplay is, if the other parts of the game don't work well with it, they will bring the enjoyment of the game down to their level. I am looking forward to see what the devs do with Monstrum 2. In the same vein, Dead by Daylight was a good game, but in their greedy quest for sales, the devs ignored bugs and gameplay issues that the player base had for years, ruining what was once good gameplay and burying it under a spaghetti-coated mess of sound issues, broken mechanics, and bugs. A good game needs all of its systems to come together to create a fun experience for its players. Those systems don't have to be perfect, but they need to work well together. And at the very least, they need to work. And while it might not be the prettiest game, Valheim comes together in a wonderful way. And it makes me hope that many other game developers can learn that making one part of your game extraordinary isn't enough. But as a whole, it needs to work together to allow the players to have fun. I'm looking forward to trying Outriders during their public demo on the 25th. And if you're looking for a new game, I suggest you give it a try as well. There are quite a few systems in that game, and marketing plans that are very consumer friendly. Traditional looter-shooter systems have been adjusted to improve those systems, noting concerns players of those games have had in the past. It doesn't hurt that the graphics look pretty as well. This is very similar to what Valheim has done with the survival genre, and we can see how successful they've been with that strategy. The Outriders public demo is free, so you'll only lose the time you put into it, even if it's not your style of game. Seriously, give it a try. We went all over the place today, but here's the gist of it. Some of you from Dead by Daylight are wondering what's going to happen with the game. And I'm here to say, who knows? But have you seen some newer games that have come out and will be out soon? Valheim is a great experience. Outriders looks great. I'm sure you have some older favorite games that you've played in the past that you might want to go back to. Whatever they are, they work. They work together. They work together well. And when a game developer genuinely cares about their game and their player base, they make it very clear. And like any relationship you have in your life, who would you rather spend your time with? Someone who makes you feel like a valued individual? Or someone who only talks to you when they want something? Let me know what you thought about the discussion today. Your input is really important when it comes to new videos like these. You can be mean. That's okay. On a personal note, I know you're going through some stuff. And whatever it is, I know you're going to get through and be better when you do. You can be sad, angry, and discouraged. That's okay. But don't stay down. Get up, dust yourself off, dry your eyes, look that problem in the eyes, and get it out of your way. I believe in you. I appreciate you. And I hope you have a good one. Now, get out of my face and make yourself better. I'll see you next time.